Hi, please let me talk for 5 minutes here and to point out some things about the Mandela Effect. So some stuff that basically could help us to have a better background or understanding of where is this uncertain. Um, Basically, we're living in a time that since September 11, the world have changed a lot, and nobody has addressed the thing of September 11. September 11 is a pretty straightforward analysis since we can see that the towers did not fall by just the fuel of the airplanes. That's pretty obvious to me. I remember the first time I saw it, and that's my great problem with this situation of September 11 is that when I saw it, I immediately knew that it was controlled demolition because I seen controlled demolition so many times before in my life. So that was controlled demolition. It fell into its own feet. So that was not a problem. The problem was when the government said that it was just the planes. And then I got suspicious. Why the government is saying these things? And then I got more suspicious when they found the passport in the rubble. And then I got more suspicious, but years later when this guy, the person who found the ex-chauffeur of Giuliani, was in jail for committing a crime and fraud and all that. So, but still, the passport was not a fraud. So the way they proved the perpetrators' identities were already accepted and written down in this report that the 9/11 Commission did. So that's the first thing I want to address. We are in this already situation for the last 16 years. This is 2017. That hasn't been solved. Obama didn't solve it and never even addressed. Now we have Trump. He won't solve it either because, it's all about terrorism and so on and so forth. But besides that, the main problem is population control. Everybody knows that. Henry Kissinger created and signed up this document, the Memorandum 200 in the 70s. And in this memorandum, basically he sets the rules, or sets the strategies in order to diminish the population. And there are many different ways for different people. It's not just one strategy for everybody. On the contrary, there are multiple strategies.
Jones, National Security Advisor for Obama Jones, says he takes his daily orders from you. He gave you that at Talk at CFR. But I just want to know, are you still giving out orders like Memorandum 200, where you said depopulation should be hell? Sir, just a question. I'm not going to go to hell because Memorandum 200, sir.
Where did John?
Memorandum 200. Just asked him a question about Memorandum 200 that he wrote in April 24, 1974. It's an honest question. Okay.
We're on topic.
Kissinger, Memorandum 200. Depopulation.
We're on topic now. We came here. We give you the access. If you want to burn bridges, you can do that.
I don't want to burn any bridges. I wasn't disrespectful. I wasn't accusatory. It was a serious question.
We're on topic.
So these strategies can be abortion, can be homosexuality about the historical numbers, it can be the manipulation of the food, GMOs and so on and so forth, it can be more pollution, vaccines, and anything that can restrain, stops, complicates our human reproduction. So that will be kind of our background. So anything that happens in between from the 70s is connected with population control, but not only with population control, because the people keep making money and also keep making wars, because wars are important for the economy. So you have to keep growing and growing and growing in a place that you cannot grow. So how are you going to grow? Destroying what has already been built, so then the economy can continue growing. So, but this growth is kind of a perverted growth because it's not really growth. You're basically growing over the death, the bones, the culture, the architecture of our cultures. Like this happened here in this continent by when the European Columbus and then the British and then the French and everybody else came here to take over this land. So that's number one. It took me 4 minutes to say that. So another 2 minutes. So the Mandela effect, we have to understand the Mandela effect that in that context, I'm not saying it's true or it's untrue. I think it's kind of weird, but very weird actually. But we have to consider the background because we are not living in a vacuum. And there is policies and there is power and there is a lot of other things happening and going on simultaneously. So my thing here is to make us think, since we have this incredible opportunity to think again this situation, we should open our minds. Instead of focusing only on the Mandela effect, we have to see the whole spectrum of situations that are surrounding this thing, this Mandela effect. So if people are distracted with anything, it doesn't matter, under the table you can, introduce whatever you want. So that's my take, please. Let's put this thing in context. And let's do this context thing all the time. That's the best way to think about anything. Contextualize. What is the context of these Mandela effects? I know a lot of people want to have this wonderful thing. Some people say, oh, it's wonderful that we finally were in touch with this multiple universe. Are you sure what you're talking about? They can change. If that's the case, they can change our identities completely. People that we know couldn't exist. Even ourselves couldn't exist. So please be careful to celebrate things like this because we have no idea. But honestly, I think it's just plain manipulation, as so many manipulations we have had before. For example, we are seeing the manipulation that happened with the moon landing. And I have a video, and there is a video on YouTube that Stanley Kubrick is saying that he did it. Directly, he did it. Okay?
Future movie or something coming out or?
No.
Okay.
It's not about any movie. It's not about the movies I've made in the past. It's a confession of sorts.
Okay. I mean, about you cheated on your wife, you plagiarized.
I would never do that. No.
Plagiarized something.
It's about a movie I made that nobody is aware of, even though they've seen it.
Okay.
Is that intriguing? Do I have you intrigued?
Well, I mean, see if I understand what you said. It's about a movie you made, no one knows you made. Is that what you said?
That's right. It's a production.
Like, some of you put, like, you didn't put your name on it? Like, at the end, you put, like, a fake name?
Oh, no. I made it.
Like Alan Smithy, like that
That's
type
right.
of thing?
No, I didn't. There was no name put on it.
Why? Why would there be no credits? What do you mean?
Because there are some things that you just can't put your name on.
Okay.
I perpetrated a huge fraud, which I am now about to detail,
Okay.
involving the United States government and NASA.
All right.
And I'm sure you've heard the rumors.
The moon landing hoax?
That's right. That the moon landing was fake. The moon landings all were fake. And I was the person who filmed it.
You're serious okay.
I am serious. I'm dead serious.
Because I only have this certain amount of time with you, and I'll talk about whatever you want. This isn't some type of joke or
no, it's not
film within a film thing.
It's not a joke. Nope.
Okay.
The conspiracy theorists were right on this occasion.
Why?
I don't know about Paul McCartney's death, but this they were right about.
Okay. Why in God's name I don't know what to ask you first. Why the hell, if you're telling the truth, why would you do it? Why are you telling me? I mean, what the?
Don't you think it's important for people to know the truth?
Yeah, yes, certainly.
They had a massive fraud, an unparalleled fraud perpetrated against them. They should know.
Okay.
I mean, they're already suspicious of the government. They may as well have their suspicions confirmed.
Okay.
And justified.
So I'm going to try to illustrate this. Thank you very much, and have a beautiful day. Thanks. Bye.